The knock at the door. The night was falling, and the city was slowly being swallowed by the deep indigo darkness. Streetlights started to paint the concrete landscape with splotches of yellow warmth, a stark contrast to the icy touch of the autumn wind. Amid this dance of light and shadow, in a tiny office perched above a bustling street, a man was at work. His name was Liberty, but everyone knew him as the Backpocket lawyer. His office was modest yet inviting. The walls, lined with shelves of law books and case files, bore witness to the battles he had fought, the lives he had touched. His desk, scarred with coffee stains and ink blotches, was a testament to the long nights he had spent engrossed in his work. The soft glow of the desk lamp cast a comforting light in the room as Liberty, with his worn-out suit and kind eyes, worked on yet another case. Just as he was preparing to call it a day, there came a knock. 3 short raps, hesitant yet urgent. Liberty glanced at the clock on the wall. It was past midnight, an unusual hour for an unexpected visit. He opened the door to find a man on the brink of despair. His clothes were disheveled, his eyes wide with fear, and his hands trembled as though they held an invisible weight. He was a man who'd just been released from the claws of the law, still bearing the raw marks of an intimidating experience. Liberty recognized the look. He'd seen it on too many faces, too many times. "Come in," Liberty offered, his voice softening. The man stumbled in, collapsing onto the worn-out leather couch. His eyes darted around the room, wild and frantic, finally resting on Liberty with a glimmer of hope. "I need your help," he murmured, his voice barely a whisper. "They say I did something I didn't do." Liberty nodded. "Tell me everything." And so began the tale. A tale of an ordinary man plunged into an extraordinary ordeal. A tale of confusion, intimidation, and the chilling grasp of the law. Liberty listened, taking note of the crucial points, his mind already weaving a safety net of legal defenses and precedents. "You were arrested," Liberty began, breaking the silence that had swallowed the room. "The law was not gentle, but you have rights. Rights that they cannot take away from you." The man looked at him, his eyes wide with a mixture of fear and curiosity. "The first step to protect yourself is to understand that an arrest is not a conviction. It's merely a suspicion, a hypothesis that needs to be proven," Liberty explained. "And remember, you're not obligated to prove your innocence. The burden of proof rests on them." Liberty could see the flicker of hope in the man's eyes, like a tiny flame struggling against the wind. He continued, "During an arrest, the most important thing you can do is to stay calm and be respectful. Any resistance can be used against you later. Ask if you're free to go, and if you're not, invoke your right to remain silent until you can speak with an attorney." He paused, letting the words sink in before he proceeded. "When being interrogated, know the difference between being a person of interest and a suspect. If you're a person of interest, you're not legally obliged to participate in their questioning. But if you're a suspect, or an arrestee, you have the right to remain silent and should do so until your attorney arrives." Liberty stood up and walked over to a shelf, pulling out a small, worn-out book titled "Know Your Rights." He handed the book to the man who slowly reached up from his darkness and drew it close to his chest. If you would like to read a copy of that book, click on the link in the notes below. Thank you for listening. For more information on how you can save yourself from the perils of this world, visit backpocketlawyer.com.